Hello all and welcome to the first new Blender tutorial. My name is David Hertenstein, and over the next few weeks I'm hoping to show you some tips and tricks on modeling low poly but highly detailed models in Blender and then texturing those models in the Gimp. Now these tutorials will, as I said, be focused more on low poly objects that can be imported into video games, such as trees, rocks, certain items like that. And on top of that, we're also going to be getting into how to create a nice ground, textures and stuff like that for use in movies, games, all that good stuff. So a little bit about myself. I am not a graphics developer and I don't plan on being one. This is just some tips and tricks that I've picked up over my time actually using Blender and the Gimp. I've been using Blender for about a year and a half, and I've been using the Gimp for about 2.5. Yeah, so I don't claim to be an expert. There are people a lot better than me. I'm just trying to help you guys out by showing you some easy places to start off. So yeah, let's get right into it. Today we're actually going to be creating a dirt texture that can be tiled along a plane that can be used to create a path or anything really, lake bottom, anything that needs dirt. So just go ahead. Just FYI, actually, I am using Linux. This is my Linux box right here. But these tutorials can be used on Windows and Mac. So go ahead and just load up the Gimp. I am also using a newer version of the Gimp. This is Gimp 2.7.3. I actually had to go and compile this by source on for Linux. So on Windows and Mac it will look very different. Or if you install the Gimp through your repository, it'll look something more along the lines of this. Now this is fine. This is exactly what I have. I just have mine a little bit more organized in single window mode. Alright, so just go ahead. We're going to go File, New. We're going to create a texture. It's 512 by 512. Alright, it's going to give us a white image here. Now, why we chose 512 by 512? We chose that because we want textures that are divisible by 16. And that is just the way that the math is actually handled in computers. Alright, so I'm sorry if that was a really bad explanation. That's how it was explained to me. So yeah, over here we have our toolbar, tool options. These are layers, our brushes, stuff like that. I'm not gonna go into too much detail in all of this. I'm going to assume you know a little bit, but not, how to create basically, the Mona Lisa in the Gimp. I don't even know how to do that. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we're going to go to Filters, Render, Clouds, Plasma. Alright, so we want to set the turbulence up to 3. And just start clicking on New Seed. Now, you might think that this right here, you can just choose any one. Well, no, you can't. Because when we desaturate this, and we're actually going to tile this right here, after it's been desaturated and we apply all our colors. Now, without going into too much detail, without confusing you guys, you don't want to have bright colors right along the edge. Like you see this white right here, yeah, that's not good. We don't want that right up along the edge, because what's going to happen is whenever we desaturate it, it's going to create a white spot right here, and whenever we tile it, it's going to take half of that and move it up here, and it's just going to create this nice ugly ring right here. It's going to look really bad. So you want to try to find something that's uniform. Like this right here is actually looking pretty good. And just toy around with it. You're not going to get the exact same result as mine. It's going to look very close, but it's not going to be the same. So I'm just going to use that one. Probably could have chosen a better one, but I just want to move forward. So just go ahead and after you apply the plasma, just go ahead and desaturate. Go to colors, desaturate, and then you want to choose the shade of gray based on lightness. Alright, it's going to black and white our image. Now, we're going to choose two colors, a light brown and a dark brown. First things first, we're going to choose this dark brown right here. HTML notation is 5F442D. And the second one is 805F41. And I will post those in the video description. Now, you can choose any colors you want. Like if you're doing some alien world, you might want blue dirt. If you want blue dirt, you have a dark blue and a light blue here. This is where it's going to actually change the outcome, the colors. Alright, so once you have your two colors, you're going to go to Colors, Map, Gradient Map. Now what Gradient Map does is it takes these colors and it applies them based on how dark or how light this cloud texture is. Excuse me. So what's going to happen is it's going to find the balance here, and on like these grays, it's going to kind of mix them, and on these lights, and you'll see the result. Gradient map. There we go. As you can see, it gives us this nice dirty texture based on these two colors. It's already looking pretty good. So just go ahead and create a new layer. We're going to name this layer Noise. It's weird. Right there. And we want it transparent. Alright. So then we're just going to go to Filters, Noise, RGB Noise. Alright, now you're not going to see anything up here, and that's okay. Just go ahead and uncheck independent RGB. All that does is allows you, all independent RGB does when it's checked is allow you to move one slider at a time. If you just uncheck it, it saves us a second. You drag them all the way up to 1. Alright, now you're still not going to see anything. That's okay. We need to set the alpha all the way to 1 as well. Go ahead and press OK. And there we go. Now, go ahead and just hide this noise layer by clicking on this I in our layers dialog box, and that's gonna get rid of all that. It's still there, but it's just we hid it because we don't actually need to see it. It's not there for us to look at. Just go ahead and click the background layer. Very important. Click on that background layer. Go to Filters, Map, Bump Map. Alright, as you can see in the little preview window, it's starting to bump out all of our noise. Okay, just go ahead and hit Invert Bump Map. It's going to push it down. And then just go ahead and tile this bump map. Just like that. Alright, let's go ahead and set the azimuth to about 185. Let's set our elevation to 36. And leave the depth at around 3. Let's go with 4 actually with the depth. X offset, Y offset, water level, and ambient, just go ahead and leave those at 0. Press OK, and you're gonna get this bump map texture. It's looking pretty good. Just to show you, this is pretty much done. However, hang on a sec. If we go ahead and just tile this now, as you can see, we have these ugly seams going right here down the middle of our image. We don't want that. If we were to tile this, see them right here, just all right down. We don't want that. If we were to tile this out, that would look terrible. So just to get rid of that, we're gonna go to Filters, Map, and click on Make Seamless. Bam! It did this little Gimp magic there. If we go again to Filters, I'm sorry. If I go ahead and tile this again, bam! It's looking like this right here. Looks like one large image. Well, it's not actually. This is actually 4 of these smaller images mapped out onto a 1024 by 1024. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here. It's pretty cool, huh? So, now that we're done with our texture, we're going to go ahead and save it. just you want to save it as a .png in a textures folder. You always want to organize all your textures, that way you don't lose them. And yeah, once that's done, it's gonna complain that you're not gonna save it as a .xcf. That's fine with a dirt or anything like that. It's not really that big of a deal, just because we only have one layer that we're really working from, and it takes minutes to create a dirt texture. So it's best just to start over, because it's basically what you have to do in order to edit this anyway. So yeah, let's just keep on going. Just to give you guys a little look at what this actually looks like, here it is. It's looking really good. It's a pretty nice dirt texture. Yeah, if you're wanting to know how I did this right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and open a new scene. Go ahead and just delete the default cube, change this light right here. It should be a point lamp. Change it to a Hemi. That just provides nice even lighting all throughout the mesh. Go ahead and press Shift A, add new plane. I scaled it up a little bit. Go into the material section, add a new material. Now dirt is not shiny, so go ahead and just turn off specularity. Then go over to the textures panel, add new image, open up that dirt texture that we had right there. I'm actually going to go ahead and unwrap and UV map this plane, just so I can have this dirt texture right there. So just press tab into edit mode, press U, unwrap it. Now change it to, in this little right here, change it from 3D view to UV image. Press this little browse image to be linked, load up that dirt. There you go. Back into the 3D view. Now if you press Alt Z, it's going to change it to a textured mode, which will show you the texture actually on the plane. As you can see, it's looking quite scaled. So just go ahead and change the mapping to 3 on the X and the Y, and change, it's looking a lot better. So go ahead and also change the make it affect the geometry. To do that, just check this box right here. We don't want it to do too much, set it to about a 0.3. If we go ahead and render this out just like that. Alright, now this is the final rendered results of that dirt texture. As you can see, it's looking really good. I'm not really complaining about this one. This one looks like dirt. So go ahead and just like, comment, subscribe, guys. I will be back next week with maybe 3 videos. More than likely will only be 2. One video will show you 2 different ways of creating grass in the Gimp. One will be a more longer type grass, and the other will be a standard grass that you see everywhere. Then the other video will be showing you how to create a grass texture in Blender, using the particle settings and stuff like that. The third one that I might release, I might not, will just show you how to take this texture, this dirt texture, and one of those grass textures, and apply it to a mesh that can then make it seem like there's a dirt path going through a grassy field. Yeah, guys, so I will see you